Welcome back to the Redhead Report. I'm your host, Elie Gelman, and it has been an unbelievable start to the NBA season. We are not even a week in, really just about a week in, actually, and there has already been 50-point games, double overtimes, nail biters. We've seen vintage performances from Steph Curry, SGA. It has been one of the best opening weeks we have ever seen from an NBA season. And I'm here to recap my favorite stories, my favorite moments from this first week of the NBA season. I'm going to give you my reactions, and let's just get straight into it, starting off with what I think is the biggest story from this week, and that is Victor Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs. I've been watching basketball a long time. I am just about to turn 22 years old, so I have seen some of the best players ever play. LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Steph Curry. The list goes on and on and on. But we have never seen an NBA player like Victor Wembanyama. We say that every single time. It's starting to get old. It's starting to sound cliche, but we really have never seen anybody like this. He is 7'4" and can literally do everything. He can shoot, he can dribble, he can pass, he can defend, obviously, inside, outside the paint. He is the full package. He could literally do any single thing on a basketball court. And he can't just do it well or average. He could do it at the highest level. So to start this year, in 3 games so far, he has the Spurs at 3-0, undefeated, and he's averaging 33 points, 13 rebounds, 6 blocks, shooting 56% from the field and 36% from 3 on over 4 attempts a game. Those are video game numbers. Again, that is another cliche, but those are NBA 2K numbers that you only see once in a lifetime from players like Victor Wembanyama. And he's not doing this against chump change. He's not doing this against terrible defensive play from the big man on the opposition. He did this in the first game. He had 40 points and 15 rebounds against Anthony Davis, one of the best defenders in the NBA. Without a doubt, Anthony Davis is one of the best defenders in the NBA, and he made him look like a little kid. And when I watch Wemby, it reminds me of when those NBA players have summer camps, and they come and they visit the campers and they play a little one-on-one. They'll block them, they'll dunk on them, they'll make the kids look like kids, like it's just having fun. But Victor Wembanyama, who's in the NBA, he makes 6'10" all-stars look some of the best players in the league. He makes those players look like little 4th graders playing against LeBron James in a summer camp. So just to put that in perspective, what he's doing to these professional basketball players. And it's not just his skill and size. He's getting smarter. He's playing smarter. He's using his size and length for easy buckets. Last year, his average distance away from the basket, shooting it, was 18 feet. This year, it's 11 feet. So that's going to get him easy buckets and be able to have him score more efficiently. And we've seen this already from how he's been playing. He is 9th in the NBA in dunks, and that's just not by players. If Victor Wembanyama was his own team, he would rank 9th in the NBA in dunks just by himself, not with the other 12 people on his team. So just this one guy by himself ranks top 10 in the NBA in dunks, and similarly, he ranks top 6, again, just by himself compared to the rest of the league, the rest of these teams, 6th in blocks. So these are just mind-boggling. These are record-breaking numbers we're seeing from Victor Wembanyama only in the first week of the season. He is an unstoppable player that, of his size and skill, playing the right way, playing smarter, he is a demigod. He's unstoppable. And my pre-season prediction was he's going to win Defensive Player of the Year. I think every single person that does predictions predicted that. That's not a surprise. But if he keeps these numbers up, if he keeps the Spurs as a top seed in the Western Conference, he's going to win MVP. And I don't think it's really going to be close. I think SGA, he could average 35 points and they could be the first seed. But if Victor Wembanyama is averaging 30 points, double-digit rebounds, and close to 3 blocks a game, with the Spurs being a top seed, there's no way he doesn't win. MVP. And this team's just going to get better. De'Aaron Fox is coming back. Jeremy Shohan's coming back. Dylan Harper, Carter Bryant, the rookies, they're just going to get better as the season goes on. So this is the worst the team is going to be right now, I think. And we thought this team was going to be dangerous. We thought they were going to be a 5, 6 seed, maybe crack it in the top 4. But they are looking to me right now, 3 games into the season, like a 2 to 3 seed. Obviously, OKC is still up there. They haven't lost yet. They're the defending champs. So we're not going to say they're not going to be the 1 seed until we see something different. But the rest of the West is wide open with the Rockets and the Lakers, the Clippers. But the Spurs look like they're going to be sitting on top of the Western Conference with Victor Wembanyama playing like this. Now let's get to our second reaction from the first week of NBA action. And I want to stay in the Western Conference, and I want to talk about Aaron Gordon and the Denver Nuggets. It's funny because usually when you say Denver Nuggets, you follow that up by saying Denver Nuggets and Nikola Jokic or Denver Nuggets and Jamal Murray. But Aaron Gordon had 50 points in the Nuggets opening game, and he shot 10 for 11 from the three-point line. I will say he did calm down. He did cool down the next game, shooting 1 for 6. But just from that one first game, his shooting looks incredibly improved. And this was always what was missing from Gordon. He could defend and he could jump and dunk, and he was the perfect complement. He was the perfect piece next to Nikola Jokic. They won a championship together, and Aaron Gordon was a big part of that. One of the best trades the Nuggets have ever made. But the past couple of years, he's really struggled shooting it, especially those wide open corner and wing threes. And he gets those open shots because they're doubling, they're tripling Nikola Jokic. And he needs to hit those at a high percentage. He needs to hit those at a high clip if the Nuggets are going to be competitive in the Western Conference. And if he could shoot 35, even 40%, really, that would exceed expectations. But 35% on 2 to 3 makes a game, that transforms this team to another level, because they already have they have Jokic, they have Jamal Murray, they have Christian Brown, they brought in Valanciunas, they brought in Cam Johnson. So, and Aaron Gordon is already a big piece of this team, but to improve his shooting would take it to another level. Jokic is going to be doing his thing. Jamal Murray is going to do his thing. But again, the question mark always for the Nuggets is the other pieces. Is Aaron Gordon and Christian Braun and Peyton Watson. What are they going to do when it comes playoff time? And I know we're only 3 games into the season, but we know the Nuggets are going to be good. We know that they're going to make the playoffs, bearing any injuries. And so they've added these pieces, like I mentioned, in the offseason. And if Aaron Gordon can continue to shoot like this, I don't think he's going to go 10 for 11 every single game. I don't even expect him to shoot 50% from 3. But if he can get 35% on 2 to 3 makes a game in the playoffs against teams like the Thunder, teams like the Rockets, teams like the Spurs that we were just talking about, the Nuggets can win a championship. So I think the Aaron Gordon and his development, that's something to keep an eye on as the season goes on. And now moving on, let's talk about the unbelievable play that we've seen from the guards this year so far in the first week, the unbelievable backcourt play that we've seen, and especially from 2 teams, the Lakers and the 76ers. Starting off with the Lakers, you have Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves, who we knew was going to be one of the best backcourts in the NBA this season. But with LeBron out, they've had to pick up a lot of the missing production that LeBron usually gives them. And in 3 games, both of them have basically achieved a 50-point triple-double. Luka Doncic had that in the first game, and Reeves just had that a couple nights ago again, or just last night really, against the Sacramento Kings. They're averaging in the first 3 games of the season a combined 80 points per game, 20 rebounds per game, and 20 assists per game. They're both averaging basically 40-point triple-doubles. Even in a 3-game span, even if it's the first week of the season, that is literally absurd. Those stats are, again, going into the cliche of those are 2K numbers. Those are video game numbers. Absolutely unbelievable. And they're not just empty stats. The Lakers are 2-1. They lost their first game of the year, but they are on a 2-game win streak. Unfortunately, Luka Doncic is going to be out for about a week. So AR is going to have to pick up the slack. He's going to have to score more. He's going to have more 50-point games. But just starting off the first week, we've been spoiled with just unbelievable scoring production from some of the best players in the NBA. And then moving now to the Eastern Conference, we can't forget about Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe. And I don't know what's going on with Joel Embiid. He's only played 20 minutes a game in the first 3 games. He's only averaging 12 points, but they might not need him. And I don't think they're going to trade Joel Embiid anytime soon. But if their guards continue to play like this and Joel Embiid continues to be an injury issue, they might look to move off and build on Tyrese Maxey, because Tyrese Maxey, the first game of the season, he had 40 points the first night. And then the second game of the season, he had 28 points on 44% from 3. And we've known the past couple of years, Maxey has been the Robin to Joel Embiid, who's been the Batman. But Maxey seems to be taking a step up. We've seen that each and every year he gets better. And there might be a changing of the guard here. Joel Embiid might be saying goodbye to Philadelphia. So that's another thing to keep an eye on as the season progresses. But his counterpart is VJ Edgecombe, who in his first game, in his NBA debut as a rookie, didn't look like a rookie at all. He had 34 points in his first ever game. He hit 5 3-pointers. And those 34 points put him in the record books. He was the second, that 34 points is the second most points a player has scored in their debut. The only person to score more than that is Wilt Chamberlain at 43 points. So VJ Edgecombe had one of the best games you could ever have from a rookie debut. He's shooting 37% from 3. And he's not even known as a 3-point shooter. He's known as a slasher that gets to the rim. That's what he did in high school. That's what he did in Baylor. That's what he was drafted to do. But he's shooting 37% from 3, shooting it extremely confidently. And he just looks so comfortable and confident on this court. He doesn't look like a rookie at all. And in the summer league, he dominated. In the preseason, he played really well. And that's just carried on now to the regular season. And in my preseason predictions video, I said that I've never seen a rookie that looks as comfortable and as NBA ready as Cooper Flagg. And I stand by that. I still think that's true. We've seen what Cooper Flagg has done this year. But VJ Edgecombe is right up there, playing some of the best basketball you can ask from a rookie in the first week of a season. And this looks like this is the backcourt of the future. Tyrese Maxey obviously is a building piece for this team, but VJ Edgecombe, even just in one game, Philadelphia fans, NBA fans, they can expect that this guy is going to be sticking around in Philadelphia for a long time. And talking about VJ Edgecombe, that brings us to the last reaction that I had from this week, and that is these rookies. And coming into the season, I was expecting a strong rookie class. But the way that they have been playing the first week of the season has absolutely exceeded my expectations. Top to bottom, first round, second round, it doesn't matter. This is one of the most talented NBA-ready draft classes that I have ever seen. And obviously, we can start with Cooper Flagg. He's playing point guard for the Mavs. He has the dunks. He already has all these highlights, and he's producing 16 points per game, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. That's no surprise. And again, no surprise from Dylan Harper, who's the second pick. He's averaging 16, 5, and 5. He just had 20 points and 8 assists with 0 turnovers versus the Nets. So these top guys we're not surprised about. Flagg, Dylan Harper, VJ Edgecombe. I'm not surprised that those guys are playing well, but they are just playing much better than I expected. But looking at the number 4 pick, Con Knipple, someone who was drafted high, top 5 at the number 4 pick, but he's an underrated name. He doesn't have the flashiness that the other guys have, but he's been under the radar. I haven't seen a single tweet, Instagram post, video about Con Knipple, but he's averaging 16 points per game. He also had a 20-point game, just like Dylan, just like Flagg, just like VJ did. And he's averaging 16 points per game while shooting 58% from 3 on over 6 attempts a game on a team where he's not even the number 1 option, and he's not even the number 2 option. Brandon Miller and LaMelo Ball are 1 and 2 there. And so he's been really underrated. And then you look at his teammate, Ryan Kalkbrenner, who's a second-round pick for this Hornets team. He's averaging 10 and 8 as the starting center for the Hornets. So just top to bottom, the top 5 picks, you guys got their second rounders playing well. They are just, the rookies are, it's crazy to say, but they're kind of dominating so far in the first week. And the list goes on and on. You have the rookie duo in New Orleans, Jeremiah Fears and Derek Queen. Both those guys, Fears averaging 15 points per game, Queen averaging 9. But more than that, I've seen on Twitter, watch the games, they're making winning plays. They're hustling. Both these guys not known for their defense, playing defensive, having defensive highlights in their first NBA action. So, and then moving on to the guy that I was really most surprised by is Cedric Coward, who was the 11th pick by the Grizzlies. And this guy, if you don't know his story, he started playing Division III basketball. And then he transferred to play Division I basketball at Eastern Washington. Last year, though, he only played 6 games due to a shoulder injury. And then he committed to Duke in the transfer portal. But then, because of his great pre-draft process, he entered the NBA draft, jumped up draft boards, was drafted top 15, was drafted number 11 by the Grizzlies, and he's now averaging 17 points per game, 2 steals, and shooting 72% from 3. What is going on here? 72% from 3 as a rookie in your first 3 games? Last year, I remember we had rookies in their debuts playing 25 plus minutes, scoring 0 points. How is that possible? And again, the list just goes on and on. Trey Johnson, a top 10 pick in Washington, averaging 17 points per game, 42% from 3. And like I mentioned, second rounders, Will Richard, Tyrese Proctor, Sion James, those guys are playing real minutes for their NBA teams and contributing. They're scoring, they're playing defense, they're rebounding, they're guarding the team's opposing best player as a rookie in their first week. And we heard the chatter about some of these guys in training camp, but to actually see them go out and perform, even if it's just the first week, that's really exciting, and it's fun to see that. And I think it's really impressive. And like I mentioned, it's fun to see the young guys going out and playing well. That's always my favorite part of the NBA season. The new rookies that come in, the new players. Whenever I got the new 2K as a kid, I always playing as the rookies first. I wanted to play as Zion. I wanted to play as Jason Tatum. I wanted to play as Trae Young. Those are the new guys. You want to see them play. You want to see them succeed. And to see that happening in real life, not just in 2K, to see that happening in real life, it's fun for NBA fans. And if you have some of these rookies on your team, you should be excited about them, and the future is going to look good for your franchise. So it's been a great start to the NBA season. I cannot wait for week 2. I'm going to get this video out, edit this for you guys, and watch watch the start of week 2 of the NBA season. We'll have another one of these videos coming out next week. So if you enjoy this, make sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter and Instagram so you don't miss anything, and enjoy the NBA season.